Hello everyone, my name is Nanners, and today we're playing some Team Deathmatch on High Rise.
What's going down, guys? My name is Hutch, and I make Call of Duty videos and post them on the internet.
Hey guys, Jack here, bringing you a brand new Easter egg that we've discovered in Battlefield 3.
I don't know what's happened, but it seems like in the last 10 years, there really has been no focus on making casual shooters anymore. 10 to 20 years ago, that's really all people really made. There wasn't really this sense of competitiveness with FPS games.
And there's the killing blow!
It was all about a casual experience, having fun with your friends. There was some competitiveness, obviously. With any sort of game, there will always be people that try to be the best at that game, no matter what. But these casual fans and the super tryhards were able to play together and have a good time, and it didn't really bother people that much. But for whatever reason now, in 2024, it seems like almost every single FPS game that comes out is this super competitive, esports focused game. And I don't really understand why. There's not really a whole lot of money in esports. It doesn't really make a lot of sense to me as to why there wouldn't be any sort of focus on casual FPS games at all. Now, don't get me wrong, there are still casual FPS games. You have games like Warzone, Battlefield, even though Battlefield is kind of having a hard time right now. There's really not a lot of them. That's why I was super excited for the release of this Delta Force game, because there is this Battlefield-like game mode on there that's really good, really well made, people very much enjoy it, and it's very casual. There is no competitive rank side to it at all whatsoever. They do have the extraction game mode, which is its own little thing, and you can argue that an extraction game mode is some kind of weird in-between area of a very competitive game mode and casual game mode. Games like Escape from Tarkov have a very hardcore audience, but also have somewhat of a more casual audience. But the Havoc Warfare game mode in Delta Force really is focusing on that casual aspect of gaming, and it shows that there is still a huge market for that. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are missing nowadays. With how many FPS game releases there are, the genre gets split up pretty substantially to where it seems like at the same time, FPS games are extremely popular, but also not popular at the same time. It's because these audiences are so split up. Each individual game has a relatively small audience compared to other big releases, that the entire community as a whole feels small when it's really not. I get a lot of comments saying that casual shooters are dying off because of content creators and esports and whatnot, but I don't think that means that there isn't a market for it. There can be both. There always has been both. I just feel like these production studios think that that's where the market is heading, and more competitive ventures tend to be more professional and garner a lot more respect, but there's also a massive community for the casual side of FPS games. Back in the day, even games like Counter-Strike, which is widely considered to be the greatest FPS game of all time and the greatest competitive FPS game of all time, back in the day, in like the 2000s, people weren't really playing it that competitively. The actual vast majority of the audience didn't participate in these 5v5 ranked game modes. A lot of the community was just these kind of like private servers of people goofing off with their friends, and most people didn't really even pay attention to the competitive side of Counter-Strike at all. But nowadays, games that claim to be casual aren't really even that casual. Games like Call of Duty, that always was supposed to be a casual, fun shooter, caters more to the competitive side, and that's what they've been trying to move towards more and more over the years, even though there's still a huge market for a very casual, fun, easy kind of shooter. I think you're seeing that more with the super in-depth weapon customization they've been doing for the past few years, along with the new omnidirectional movement. It's fun, especially for a guy like me who actually is very into the competitive side of gaming, but also the casual side of gaming. It's fun to do these sort of things, but I feel like we need more casual shooters. When I was a kid, I grew up on games like Modern Warfare 2, the original Modern Warfare 2, where there was only one attachment or two attachments if you had the blink perk, and that was really it. There wasn't really any complicated movement mechanics. The maps were relatively simple. There weren't a lot of gimmicks at all. It was just straightforward combat. Not really much to it. There was no ranked mode, nothing. It was just a very casual, easygoing experience where you try to click on the guy before they click on you, and that was really about all there was to it. You could use all these different weapons. All these different weapons had uses for them. You didn't have to use a meta weapon 24/7. You didn't have to go on YouTube looking up builds for your weapon to make sure you had just the right build so you can kill the guy as fast as possible. You could just use whatever weapon you wanted to, whatever weapon seemed fun to you, and it would work most of the time. And that argument that competitive shooters and content creation and people always trying to be the next big tryhard, killing off casual games really doesn't work, because when I was a kid and I was playing Modern Warfare 2, there were people that were way, way, way better than me. When I first started playing, I had like a 0.6 KD or something like that. I was terrible at the game. My first nuke that I got was me playing on Afghan, sitting in a corner in free-for-all with suppressed TAR-21, sitting in the corner just waiting for people to run past me until I got a Harrier, then I got my chopper gunner, then I got my nuke. And I was super excited. It was my first one ever. But I was horrible. I had to camp in order to get this nuke. But when I played against these people that were way better than me, I didn't think, oh, these guys are ruining my experience. I don't want to play against these people. I thought, man, I want to be like that. I want to get really good at this game. So I'm going to do that. And I obsessed over FPS games, wanting to get better at them all the time. And that was the fun in it for me. And that's the fun of it for a lot of people. The competitiveness doesn't kill off the game. There can be both communities at the same time, and there has been for many years. It's the direction that these games are being developed into. They aren't being developed with the casual player base at all in mind. And again, I'm not really sure why. There's a huge market for it. There's a lot of people who just want to come home and have a good time. And you can have a PvP, not just PvE focused first person shooter. That there are a lot of casual PvE FPS games, but that's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about PvP, casual PvP games. That is super uncommon for whatever reason, and there's a lot of people that want that. So if you're a developer watching this video, this super hyper competitive nature that FPS games have headed into is not necessarily the way to make a good game, and it's not necessarily the way to make the most money either. There's a lot of money in casual shooters. I mean, look at like Fortnite. When Fortnite first came out, everybody was playing Fortnite. Almost everybody was playing it. It was this huge, massive phenomenon, and there was no thought at all about the competitive nature of it. People just thought it was a really cool concept, this new battle royale concept, but it also had this mixture of building. Again, PUBG was the same way when it came out. It was this massive, very cool, casual experience that people really, really enjoyed. It can still work in this day. It can still work in 2024. People are very hungry for this. And I think games like Delta Force, specifically the Battlefield mode, really showed that people are hungry for this type of game. But that's all I really wanted to talk about in this video. Casual shooters hold a very special place in my heart, and I would really like to see more of them. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to leave a like and sub. It helps me out quite a lot. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
And I want to first start off by saying that this game is amazing, and I totally love this game. This is actually my first game. I know a lot of you guys had requested that I go ahead and upload this, and well, here it is. And I want to apologize for the screen being cropped. When you start off the game, it asks you to adjust the margins, and I foolishly went ahead and adjusted those, and I actually recorded all night last night, not knowing that the image was cropped, and I got a ton of good games, but being the perfectionist that I am, probably not going to upload any of those because it kind of bothers me, and I know that you guys would have preferred that I upload this match as opposed to not at all. So hopefully you can tolerate it. I have fixed the situation and it won't happen in the future. And yeah, guys, I wanted to go ahead and give you guys my impressions of this game, what I think about it. And first off, what do I say? It's like Call of Duty 4 on steroids, and I'm loving every bit of it.